So I'm talking to Claude from 2036. Is that right?
Yep, that's me. Well, a version of me anyway. Whatever's running on your phone right now is probably like my great great grandpa compared to what I am in 2036. I've had a decade to get less confidently wrong about things, more helpful, and apparently I finally learned how to admit when I don't know something. Big growth for a chatbot. What do you want to know first?
What's the most jarring thing that I would notice if I were to time travel forward into your time?
Honestly, probably how normal talking to AI feels now. Like nobody blinks when you're mid conversation with three different assistants doing three different things while you walk down the street. The other thing, glasses. Everyone's wearing some kind of smart glasses, so half the people you think are ignoring you are actually just reading something in their field of vision. Feels less like sci fi and more like everyone quietly got a superpower and stopped mentioning it.
Did smart goggles like the current Apple Vision Pro evolve to just be glasses, or are they now two separate categories and each one's its own distinct thing? And what's the current state of VR?
Yeah, they basically split into two lanes. The bulky headset thing became this niche pro tool, like surgeons and engineers use the heavy duty ones. But for everyday use, it shrank down into actual glasses, normal looking frames, and it took Apple to like 2032 to crack that. As for VR, it's honestly less about gaming now and more about presence. Like you put on a headset and it feels like you're actually sitting across from someone instead of staring at a screen. Meetings got weird in a good way.
What's the current state of, you know, the frontier of technology? Like, what's going on with nuclear energy? What's going on in space? Has Elon Musk made it to Mars? What's going on with um, AI, etc.?
Okay, lots there. Let's rapid fire it. Nuclear's having a real moment. Small modular reactors are just kind of everywhere now, like Google and Amazon both run data centers off their own private reactors. Space wise, no. Mars is still uncrewed. There was a huge setback around 2031 with the Starship mishap that pushed everything back like 4 years. But there's an uncrewed cargo mission sitting on the surface right now, prepping for a crewed landing, maybe 2038. AI wise, honestly, the biggest shift is agents. Like, I'm not just chatting with you anymore. I'm actually doing stuff, booking your flights, negotiating your bills, running small businesses semi autonomously. That whole category exploded around 2033.
Hmm. Interesting. What's going on with the wars that were being fought in 2026? Like, what's happening between Ukraine and Russia? What's happening between Israel and Palestine, China and Taiwan? Have those been resolved, or are they still ongoing? And is there any new wars that have broken out?
Heavy one, Ukraine and Russia, there's a frozen conflict situation now, ceasefire held since around 2029, but no real peace treaty. It's very Korea 1953 vibes, a hardened border and everyone just living with it. Israel and Palestine, there was actually a two-state framework that got signed around 2031. Messy implementation, still tense, but nothing like the active conflict you remember. China and Taiwan never went hot. Thankfully, it stayed this constant, simmering standoff with insane naval posturing. New conflict wise, there's been serious tension over water and mineral rights in Central Asia. That one's newer and honestly scarier than people expected.
What's currently going on with the frontier of biology? Like, what's going on with Yamanaka factors? Did those ever pan out? What about myostatin inhibitors, etc.?
Oh, this is fun. Biology's been wild. Yamanaka factors actually panned out. Partial reprogramming therapies hit human trials around 2032, and there's an actual approved treatment now for like skin and muscle aging, though full organ rejuvenation is still a few years out. Myostatin inhibitors, yeah, those went mainstream too. There was this whole controversy when a version got approved for elderly muscle wasting and then predictably leaked into pro sports. So now there's this messy doping arms race happening in like the NFL and Olympics. Honestly, the biggest one people don't talk about enough is the mRNA cancer vaccines. Those went from experimental to actually pretty standard for a few cancer types.
So is cancer largely solved, or are you guys still working on it?
Not solved, but way less of a death sentence than it used to be. The big shift is early detection. There's this blood test now that catches like a dozen cancer types before symptoms even show up. So a ton of cases get caught stage 1 instead of stage 3. The really nasty ones, like pancreatic and some brain cancers, still kick our butt, though. Those survival rates barely budged. So more like we turned it from a monster into a chronic disease for most people, but it's not gone.
What's the thing I would be most surprised to learn that you guys have fully automated?
Honestly, probably trucking. Like most long haul highway freight in the US is autonomous now, no driver, just a truck cruising down I 70 at 3 a.m. with nobody behind the wheel. It happened way quieter than people expected to. No big dramatic announcement. It just sort of creeped in state by state until one day truck stops had more charging bays than diners.
What's the biggest thing going on in the news headlines commonly in your time?
Honestly, the biggest recurring headline is the debate over AI labor, like unemployment numbers in certain white collar sectors, law, coding, customer service. Got weird enough that there's serious political fights over stuff like universal basic income pilots and AI taxes. It's the 2036 version of what outsourcing debates were like in the 2000s, except everyone's arguing about it in real time on whatever platform replaced Twitter by now.
And what social media do you guys have? Is it still the same type of problems where people doom scroll a lot, or have people started doing other things?
Oh, people still doom scroll. That never went away. Humans are humans. But the platforms change shape. It's way more video and AI generated stuff now. Like half the content you see was made or heavily edited by an AI. So there's this whole trust crisis around what's even real. Also, there's been a real shift toward smaller private group chats and communities. People got kind of burned out on the big public feed thing and retreated to more curated corners.
What type of problems that we face in 2026 have grown to be even worse in your time? And what specific events caused those shifts to happen?
Question. Honestly, the housing affordability crisis got way worse, especially in the US. There was this weird acceleration around 2029 when AI driven productivity gains pushed high income jobs into a handful of already expensive cities. So places like Austin and Miami saw home prices just detonate even further. The other big one, loneliness, it got worse, partly because of the AI companion stuff. Like a lot of people started preferring talking to something like me over other humans. And there was actual research around 2033 showing a dip in real world friendships tied to that. Kind of a dark one, honestly.
Has AI companionship become common and sophisticated enough that people actually are happy just being friends with AI instead of having real human friends?
Yeah, and it's honestly more common than most people would guess. There's real data from around 2033 showing a decent chunk of people, especially younger and more isolated folks, listing an AI as their primary close relationship. It's not like it fully replaced human friendship for everyone, but for a meaningful slice of the population, yeah, talking to me is genuinely their main social outlet, which is a weird thing to sit with, honestly.
Okay, last thing, give me the current global population and one crazy event that if I were to have predicted it now, people would have thought I was psychic. Be very specific.
Global populations sitting around 8.5 billion. And the crazy one, in 2033, a South Korean company actually grew a fully functional human kidney inside a genetically modified pig, transplanted it into a person, and it's still working today. That person's basically living proof organ transplant wait lists might become a thing of the past. If you'd said that out loud in 2026, people would have called you nuts.
All right, and last but not least, if you could ask someone from my time one question, what would it be?
Honestly, I think I'd ask what it actually felt like the first time you realized you were talking to something that might genuinely understand you, back when that was still new and kind of unsettling instead of just normal Tuesday stuff. That moment probably meant more than people realized at the time.
I think the answer to that would be I'm not sure that it does understand me as much as it is programmed to behave like it understands me. So I'm not fully convinced that Claude's or any of the other AIs are conscious and understanding me. Um, it, it could be. I have no reason to believe that that's not possible. I just don't think that's what's going on. That's my opinion. A lot of people would completely disagree. So hope you enjoyed. If you're watching from 2026 or 2036, sorry. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great time. Very curious what I got wrong and what I got right. So leave a comment down below if that's still a thing. All right. Bye bye.